Hello everyone, this is Cinema.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Æterna. This is a review copy sent to us from unrest Games, so thank you so much for that. This is a new game from Martin Wallace.
Yes.
And Martin Wallace is a designer that we usually really enjoy the games from.
Yes, we do.
And this is one that we heard about, I think at Gen Con they told us about this. And we're always excited for a new Martin Wallace game, but we just recently got a hold of a copy and we have played it, and now we're going to talk to you about it because that's how reviews are done. Yes. If you like reviews done like that, like we play the game, we learn it and we talk about it, we're even going to rate it at the end of this video, then you can
subscribe
to the channel.
Yes. It's pretty unique the way we review games.
It's such a...
seen nothing like it before.
It's a very new thing here on YouTube, board game YouTube, never seen before. Okay, we're going to talk about this game. I'm not going to do a full rules overview. I'm just going to very simply go through it. The game is played over 3 rounds. Each round is going to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. That many phases. You're going to play them. And in the last round, you're going to skip phase I and go right to scoring phase. Wow! In the game, we're going to start by drafting some cards. We have laid some cards out here. There's going to be some cards there. This is not an actual setup. We just set up some of the components to show you some of the things in the game. You're going to draft cards. There's going to be some of these combat cards, some of these building cards. And then you're going to do actions. Those actions are playing the cards. They are placing your, I'm going to call them workers, out on the board either to build buildings or to try to get majority in the different hills. And also some bonuses when you play there. Sometimes you're just placing for those bonuses, yes, and you don't care about getting any majority, or you don't want to get any majority at all. You're going to do a lot of different things. You're going to talk about a few of those things throughout the game, but basically it's a very tight game where you're playing cards, trying to get in the resources you need so you can place out these so you can get more, so you can send some of them to war and try to get points and try to not move your revolt token all the way to the top because you're going to lose and have no points at the end. That is kind of what you do. The player with the most points, as I used to say before, is the winner of the game.
This game is super tight. It is like brain-meltingly tight, so much tighter than I imagined.
Yes.
So you begin with a draft.
Imagine all the tightness.
Yes. You begin with a draft, yes, as you said.
Yes.
And that kind of lays the base of what your possibilities is for that round. So you want, or I at least, when I draft in this game, I want kind of a mixture between those building cards that gives me instant abilities or a passive ability or like a one time in the round ability, for example.
You can tap the card.
I can tap the card.
Don't write it down.
And also you will get some resources for that, and especially dudes. You get workers by playing these cards,
yes,
and workers are super tight as well.
Yes.
And you also want to have some, or at least one of these war cards, because that gives you just a lot of stuff. But you have to trade in your precious workers to do that. So when you do stuff like, it's super tight resources, but also the order and timing that you do your actions in is therefore super important. And
also then the interaction of the game.
Yes.
Because there's so many things that you want to do before the other players. For example, these bonus tiles, when somebody goes here, place a worker down there, they choose to take 2 of the, what is it called? Grain. I almost say corn. Yes. Because this is corn is...
Yeah,
it's corn in Norwegian, which is grain. So my brain stops there. So, and then you use it up. There's a thumbs down. You can't take it anymore. And maybe I really needed those. And I see, oh, over there's still one available. But I don't really want to go over there because of different reasons. And there's so many different reasons. Like if you go here, let's say I have my worker here. I place it up there now. So I have 2. I'm going to exchange places. So I win this area. That will be probably good because I will get some points. But it might also be a problem for me later, which we're going to talk about soon. Actually, right now. Because the best part of this game is this track.
Because in this game, you don't want to be the very best that no one ever was.
No.
You want to be partly the best in some places, but not all. Because the places that are the most filled up with workers at the end of the round are going to be in revolt.
And that's basically thematically the people don't like the higher-ups being too much in their area of the countryside theme. I don't know it because I read rules.
I think you got it.
Yes.
Spot on.
And that also adds, we're going to talk more about it soon, it also adds just like remember now, it's negative to be in the space where there's the most people. And in this game, because many games is like, oh, but if there's a tie, this and this happens. If there's a tie, then everybody just gets into revolt. So if you have workers at the end, let's say we're in a 3-player game, 2 hills are going to go in revolt. So right now, this has 2 people, this has 2 people, so both of those are going to be in revolt. But Sunniva, the mean player, you've been very mean the times you play this,
very mean.
has a worker. And you can just place that there, take a stone, and now this is also going into revolt. And when it goes into revolt, first of all, the points for that for next round is going to be worse. So it's going to be less good to go to that space, but also the player who has the lead there. So right now I'm at the top here, so I'm going to go up on the unrest track. And that's also one of the reasons why you don't want to play all of these combat cards, because it's going to give you unrest. In the beginning of the game, it's going to give you 1.
Yes.
Not a big problem, but later in the game, it's going to give you like 4 or 5. And the thing that happens, and this is the reason why I think this is the best part of the game, because balancing this makes the game as tight as it is.
Yeah.
Because if you hadn't had this, it would be like a tight game. It would be like, oh, I don't have more money. I don't have enough grain to feed my people, because you have to do that. I don't have enough coins. I don't have enough this. But when you go up here, at the end of the round, let's say I'm there, I'm going to have to pay 8 coins, a stone, and 3 grains. And if I don't, for each of these tiles I don't pay for, I get a doom token, which at the end, if I'm here at the end, I'm going to get negative 6 points. If I have 3 doom tokens, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 up. I know I'm everything 17 points.
Boom.
If I'm all the way at the top, I'm just out of the game.
Out.
So this is my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, this feels like Stefan Feld designed it.
Yeah.
You have to do all these things, but also there's rats, and yeah, there's also always like a problem management part.
Yes.
So I really like it. It's super tight in its core, but this really makes you think about where, because you really think it's cool to get 7 points. 6 points over here before the revolt happened. Super cool if I was the blue player in the hero, like furthest along.
Yeah.
But I can also get 2 points less and be safe.
Yes.
That's super nice.
And there's many ways to get points. Like you can go heavy for some of the combats at the last round. It's going to give you loads of points.
These cards
yes.
that are really expensive.
And only one player can buy them. And there's some set collection. There's many pots, I feel like. You're doing kind of similar things each time you play. So for me, what makes this game good is the interaction. We haven't played 2 players.
Nope.
Just because I don't think it would be that interesting. Because for me, what makes this good, it's very good with 3. I wasn't sure if it was going to be good with 4. I would say for me, it was even better with 4.
Yeah, I'm happy we played it with 4.
Before? I'm happy we played it before.
Because when you play with 4, all the cards are in play.
Yes.
So especially when you play it multiple times, you can't plan, because people are going to draft the cards that you want, but you have more variability in what cards actually are available to you, and also you know that a card is not just out of the game.
And in some games, that would be a big negative. Because as you said, variability, many people will say it's less variability because all the cards are in the game. So you're going to see all the cards. Because you're going to get 4 cards, you're going to draft 3 of them, and the last one is going to go out here, which is kind of like a common display. One of the bonuses lets you play a card from here. So it's like a shared hand in a way. But when you play this, the cards and the synergies of the cards, when you play it many times, that's going to be the meta. That's going to be like the thing that you plan for, the thing that you look for. And you're going to know, I think especially with these, you're going to be, oh, I got this now. If I also get this card in this draft, I'm going to have a really cool strategy going this way. So for me, that's actually a positive in this game. Because if you had a pile of like 50 cards for each age, and it would be like something random, it would be still a good game. It would just be a very different kind of game. And I think this is the game that Martin Wallace wanted to make. Like a very tight game where you, after a couple of plays, you can have like a feeling of what's out there, what you're gonna get, what you're gonna do when they come for you.
But that said, I don't feel like it's a super complicated game.
No.
I feel like it's pretty straightforward to understand, and the phases make it pretty clear.
Yes.
I like this play red on a board.
Yeah.
And so there's many things to think about, but rules-wise, it's not overly complicated.
No, like from the first play was like the most mind
Yes.
blowing. Yeah. After that, it was kind of okay. It was still, and the first time felt more tight than the other times as well.
Yes.
So at the first time, it's gonna feel like you're in a like huge uphill battle at all times
against this unrest track.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you can do some mistakes.
Yeah.
That is basically gonna like it looked like one of the 4-player games we played looked like one of the players was like almost out of the game.
Yeah.
Because they got so far up, but they managed to work their way down, and they even got a car that could take away Doom. So they ended with no Doom, and me and the other player ended up with and more Doom than the player who had like a very bad start
Yes.
there. So you have like there are ways to get back, but you have to be able to pivot and be able to do the things that you need to do to get to that point.
Yeah.
Who do you think this game is for?
I think if you like tight games
Yes.
with interesting interactions, but like also you don't mind it being a little punishing
Yeah.
and also mean, because people can really set you in a position that you, for example, you think you're super safe because there's no one in my location. I can just
Then
get the
Sunniva
points,
comes
and
along.
then I come along and just like get the places to revolt, and you are in big trouble. You have to be okay with that as well.
If you
That might happen.
don't like the game, we love a lot of like multiplayer solitaire games. We love a lot of games where you mostly do your own thing. This is not that.
Nope.
This is a very interactive game, but not in like a haha, I attack you way. Sometimes, like you said, like you can go in and I wasn't planning on getting those 2 revolt, but I'm getting them, or unrest. So that is kind of the mean thing about it. But other than that, you have a very tight, interactive game. And if you enjoyed many of Martin Wallace's games, I wouldn't say this is the best because that is Bros. But I would say this is a very classical feeling Euro game.
Yeah.
But with some very nice things in it. This is kind of Final Thoughts. I don't know why
It
I'm
is?
saying it. I'm still, after years, I'm still having a problem taking apart who is it for and Final Thoughts.
But do we have to separate it?
I don't
Just
know.
do you.
I don't know.
Do the things.
Yes. Final Thoughts. I will begin this
Yes,
time because I'm kind of
do
in
it.
it. I like Martin Wallace. I don't love all of his games. I haven't played all of his games, but I like this one. I think this is a great design. I think this is as I said already, a very classical feeling Euro. It feels like a game that could have been designed 10 years ago. And that is a positive. It's not a negative. That is a positive. I love many new Euros, but this gives me like that feeling of the fierce Euro game. Not that many rules. It's a medium plus game. It doesn't have a huge rule book. It doesn't have all the different rules. It's mostly play the cards, play the dudes, try to have enough food to feed them, and try to have enough resources to stay afloat. And I am really enjoying my time with this. With that said, it's not the best game I've ever played. I have played hundreds of games that are better than this. But it is a game that I have been enjoying quite a lot. I'm going to land on this to a 7.5.
Cool. I really enjoyed this as well. I like the way this game makes me feel because I can feel
How does it make you feel?
No, I can feel really clever.
Yes.
With some of my moves in this game, I can be like, haha, I did a cool thing. And then you can do a thing, I'm just like, oh, I was so stupid. Why didn't I see this coming? And so it has its ups and downs in a good way, I feel like. And I really enjoy when you're sitting in the beginning of the round and planning for the cards that you're going to play, and they're just like, I don't have 8 money. This card costs 8 money. I don't know how I'm going to get them. And then you you just get there.
Yeah.
And I can't really explain
Oh, you're
how
sitting
it
close to the bank.
happens.
So you're just like,
Yes, I'm
you
just
take the money.
But the way that I'm thinking, just like, okay, if I play this card first, then I can get 4 money from, or 6 money from this, then I can use this to play this card, and then I get the dude that I used on this, then I can go over here and get those 4 money, for example, and then my master plan, I can take this. Oh no, you took it before me.
Aha.
It all crumbles. Well, it's a really fun game. I'm going to land on a 7.5 as well.
And that is the end of this video. You watched it. I hope you liked it. Do you hope they liked it?
Yes.
Do you think they should leave a comment?
Yes.
Saying how many percent did I like it?
For example, yes.
How many percent did you like this video? And also, subscribe.
Yeah.
Because you can, and it's very much free. We will never charge for subscriptions. We can't.
Never say never.
Because it's true. But that's the end. We hope you liked it. We're going to do more videos soon. You're going to see them with your eyes, listen to them with your ears, and feel them in your nose. That's the end. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.